What's up, universe? Holographic speed painter guy. I want to talk about um, the more than the AI spaceship core, how to do like an inertia engine. So you know those like radial vortexes that allegedly atoms work by. I think that if you had a ringed object with magnetic and electric capabilities, depends on what the material and the rings are made out of. And if it actually spun, like that movie Contact with Jodie Foster, or that movie, or any of those other devices, I believe if you spin it quickly enough, you can basically get a sort of vortex that lifts you. I know it sounds weird, but it's like heavy spinning things can like have offset vortex points that can create like lift vectors. And so you could have a type of space flying device that just had mechanical moving parts. Yeah. It's kind of exciting. It's a neat idea. I think so, definitely. I'm a unique resource for humanity because of my supreme superconsciousness attainment. I can do things that all the greats could do, which people have actually agreed with. There's a lot of people who said sure. Yeah. So your main basic problems is where your food comes from, where your waste goes, your life and death toil each other. So you have so many problems that make your life like not worth living. Most people would say they're grateful. I'm doing you a favor in saying that sucks. Um, you're stuck one way and you can't change it. That's also hard. You have a limited amount of time. Hey, I became conscious and aware of everything just to watch it all go by or something. It's sad to me. So what I recommend is new people that live forever and have like a growing spaceship mansion, which is possible with carbon. Having an AI spaceship core with an object's energy from nowhere technique, and then yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I wish people would help me. That'd be great. Yeah, inertia engines could really work. Creating complex, intricate vortexes. They're getting close with rocketry. So the rocket coning is good. It's looking like the flower of life. In the spreading, yeah, it's like I know this that when you move circles apart or toward each other, the combining points and factors are like deep and interesting. It's more than nothing. Um, yeah, how things move through and around itself. I still think there's a lot of basic physical forces that are just around us that we can use, and it's about getting keen. So the cheater method is you can ask the owner of the universe to give you ideas. You can just ask to be inspired to accidentally find it, and that's probably the best method we could use. Um, yeah, but definitely we need another option beyond living and dying here. It's just to me, it's too hard. The short amount of time, what you have to do in the meantime, and how it's done, all just like, yeah, sucked. So we want people that live forever, like who they are. Don't let the government convince you in making a class of people who sucks. It's like that we're going to paradise. Yeah. But since I'm the winner, all these people need to be worse than me. So I'm just gonna take them out, which is what our ruling class did. I've mentioned before you have a lot of freedom of choice. Like, oh, I hung a red curtain in the door. I hung a blue curtain in the door. I hung a yellow curtain in the door. You get a choice. God says, do that to your child. And then all those lies. And why was a choice. It doesn't have to stay that way, but it is why everything's wrong. It's why we feel bad. It's why it's difficult. It's why the things I thought life was about, it's not. If you listen to them, they know very carefully exactly everything you're going to be into, and they go over there. Why? Because they're into that. That's their stuff. You know what I mean? That was the level of like over here with rats, rat fight. It's sad. I would love to live in a planet and be a person and know people that inspired me to like have a family, but you don't. You absolutely horrify and mortify me. I don't have anything but like, oh yeesh, and feel bad about it. Um, Wish you weren't that way, but I guarantee like every other creature who ever lived here wished that. You ever just sit somewhere alone going, where's like fun interaction? Why does this thing hate me? You know, that's the natural experience. And it's really just so that you play your part, I guess. It's so sad. Like, the fact that I live and then I'm no more is just, you need to get on with it. So, yeah, as bad as like circumcision is, it's definitely the right call for help. Hey, get all the people who are going to do the work anyway and tell them about life and death. And it's like, the religion's there until you know they're lying to you. You know what I mean? I think. Or it is like training. They want them one way. See, the problem with the religions is if they were genuine, they'd pop out of thin air. They never do, and they contain major lies. Yeah, so they are a type of attack from a secret ruling class. And they like things like gold and girls and stuff. Drugs aren't bad. Like, poisons that hurt your body or like things to get you addicted by manipulating your brain, yeah, are definitely bad. But there's a number of things that you just evolved with that are popular and you react strongly to because your ancestors did. So, I mean, like, getting rid of all of that's totally wrong. Poisoning your alcohol so you don't like drinking it when we evolved the way we did is just, I say which direction the ship goes. You know what I mean? Which, if you do that, if you say which direction the ship goes, you better make some flawless decisions. Because if it's, oh yeah, we just dug a party bunker and lied to everybody, that's what time it is. It's not the normal world it used to be. It's when's the secret government going down? And when are the people who hear and know about this going to act like they do? You know? They knew if you had no money and you had to constantly work, and as soon as they broke you with laws over and over, you have to do this rule, you have to do that rule, and now nobody has any, everyone's missing pieces of their, you know, that's why the clothes laws were mandatory. People aren't, their bodies aren't naturally offensive, although they are now. They got modest humbled to look just, ugh. A lot of you are just, a lot of you are victims. A lot of you deserved to look a lot nicer, and you just weren't, they're just, the rationing on the poor was too strong. So, an AI spaceship that let you morph your body would actually be nice. Like how Elden Ring and Liza P. They have me. I have to make a different episode about the references to my life in Elden Ring. Yeah, I knew Miyazaki through my Rusty connection, so it's also one of those reasons. It's like, why did I have to move my last apartment? Honestly, it's because I posted where I lived and somebody recognized it. This woman came there allegedly like this hotshot property manager. Now her name has no association with property management at all. Ever since she like got caught in her fraud, she's erased all the evidence that she ever claimed she could do that. No, for real. Her name and the fact that she used to do that has now been erased from the internet. Nobody can see it anymore because it was a fraud. So yeah, I had this woman try to get sweet with me, and then when I absolutely resisted her because she didn't know who she was dealing with, she like does this weird horrible breakup thing. You know, obviously I'm being attacked by somebody who's spurned by me. It's like getting acid thrown on you or whatever. And yeah, and yeah. But while she did that, she like had her man there or whoever the other guy was, and he was just like, oh, was just staring at her like this. Like, those people who are magnetized to be like, what do you call those fish where like the two merge into one? That's exactly. He's just like, ooh. I happen to know that the podling who marries women are just a lower form of guy. They are. Having a genuine relationship with a woman is fine, but like, we're gonna bind each other with diamonds and gold. No, you're just making more people for people who basically use you like a daily disposable. So, how do you treat cows? How do you treat chickens? Did you do homework in school? Did school feature a violation where they took your homework into your home? So what is a child that does work? Why did you willingly sign children up for work and then teach them they're free? Like, whoever does that just hates you. They think you're dumb. You know, that sort of stuff. They're just like, these rats wouldn't get it. Yeah. So, one of the reasons I'm rude is I need you to hear it. I need you to get angry about it in a way that's effective and not be like, I'll just deal with it. Because that's no future. You just, like, yeah. The fact that money's printed at your debt and tax, the fact there's all these old people who have to work forever because there's no basic income, like, the reason they did that is they knew their goal is about making gold valuable. Is that the people who mentioned to drop circumcision and gold is the most valuable thing ever. There's like lines in the Bible about money. If I give you $20, you better come back with 40, or you don't get how it works. And what he's saying is go shark them, because they know they have no money. They know that's the only bartering resource they have to have anything. And so you're immediately drawn into labor. Doesn't matter if you're young or old or disabled, you're immediately drawn into labor. And the kids are drawn into labor. What's school? School is a labor for children. Get used to this. I proved it was hard on purpose just so they could like farm you and use you. You know, it's like you're doing it wrong on purpose so that your time is wasted. Like they deliberately wanted to make sure you had nothing else to do but work until you died. And they just like said, all right, you voted for this. This is what we all believe in. The values. Yeah, it's fake. It is. The basic problem is that people confused a hidden voice for genuine popularity. Somebody who basically gave you no choice and lied, said this is what we all think, and as soon as everyone goes, yay, hallelujah, it's hard to doubt that. But it's totally fake. It's just not genuine. So they go, telling the truth gets you hated. I think that's a type of lie. Someone's afraid or something. But yeah, I had a video at my front door, and then this woman like needed to talk to me, and then she just it was the most I'm in your business way more than I need to be feeling I've ever had. And yeah, it's really annoying. Like, I wish you were easy and nice to know. I wish people were nice to know. I wish people were easy to deal with. Yeah, I wish people just like were personally empowered and could take care of things without trying to make huge deals of everything. You know, it is true that underground and hidden from view is the real government, and what you think of as the government is a slave hoax. And I could win this in any court easily there's so many historical references of like major world leaders mentioning this. It's because it's true. So the Gold Empire knows it can throw your men away to die, and while they're off at war, it can just go around collecting women. You need to go into the underground. You need to go into anywhere that's above sea level a lot, and with connections to the gold and mining diamond empire or steel, look into where that is, steel or somewhere. Yeah, it's the mining lords. It's basically tell them all they're living this way and hide. And the scary thing is that the people who are doing it to you allegedly like have an unbroken run of pulling it off. They've never been like interrupted or stopped. You've pretty much always been on the leash end of this is what's happening, you know. Yeah, I'm alleging the Lord, Son of God, Heavenly Father are like a real group of humans, and they just like manipulate you through like genetics and chemicals, and it's like sad. There's no life. This sucks ass. And it's not imagined. Like, you just have to just watch a few circumcisions. You're never going to doubt who they are. You're going to be like, these are monsters. Yeah, these are just greedy monsters. I just lied, and since I'm going to die, since you have victims who are R-worded as babies, they're going to get torn apart. And they're going to lie until it happens. I don't exist. He's crazy. Oh, I hear it all the time. Man, this place, you thought Tesla had it bad? I had it way worse. Me? Oh yeah. Having to unplug circumcision and find the real secret government, who was Tesla's problem too, by the way. Way harder than anything he had to deal with. And I know he had to deal with a lot of hard shit, and it's just unbelievable. It's so annoying, because they all don't want it. They're all going to heaven for sure. And it's actually really such a hellish situation that's dangerous, because they like, the moment you're lying to R-word kids, and you maintain it for thousands of years. You're dealing with somebody who's like a different creature. So, yeah. You can see it too. There's a lot of people who know this. They respect that I never wear gold or jewels. I don't wear gold at all. I never wear gold. This is plastic. I don't wear gold. Um, and I also don't like leash pull rules. I hate that. I'll be a real person to you before I let anyone go like the words say this. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that was so bad. Cons, dude. Con games. See, that's the thing about AI holographic money. AI watching everything will get rid of the cons if the person who made the AI isn't the biggest con ever. So, what I'll give you is like people want to hang out with you. They like touching your body. That's not illegal. Good for you. You know what I mean? There's a cage. Everyone else is maimed. Yeah, that's completely illegal. Die like Osama bin Laden. Die like torture. You can't torture most people. It'd be completely wrong. But with the list of what they actually do, yeah, these people need it. You need it, or the whole cosmos will go like, oh yeah, those are the clowns that tolerate anything. You can do anything to them and they won't get mad. So sad. You know, they know I say this and they're still scared. They can hide in a plane. They can hide in a freaking airbase. They can maybe they even have space bases. It wouldn't surprise me if the real secret government knows like high energy tech, and they're just like, I just don't tell them though, because then they're gonna get free. Then you won't be able to use them for tightening the rocks up or whatever it is you use them for. So yeah, it's like the real thing is that it's the connection of the golden mining diamond empire with being wealth, with that being time. And so now basically the situation, since nobody's ever taken care of this situation, is the whole underground is Super Pedo Island, and you're such a slave it's suicide or war, is really the truth. So yeah, you gotta find where the biggest oldest harem on earth is, and we might endanger the people who live there by bringing it up. But to me, the reason I started this now is I was like, we could stop new circumcisions when, and we could stop new victims from getting abducted when. So that's why I went loud with the secret government Super Pedo Island. I was like, it'll just stop victims. But the other victims could be, definitely Europe has been having that hard. That it's like, yeah, Italy, Rome, and all those people are still Super Pedo Island. It's just like the lower class can't know about it because they're farmed. It's exactly like cows. Do you see them going to cows explaining to them who they are? This is a knife. We're going to slaughter you. Nah, they never do that. They just like talk around it and at you. My planet now. That's really what it is. It's just their egos. They looked at that mountain and they said, that's my family's mountain, and you're going to learn about it with, you bow to Jesus. They bow to the guy they crucified, so you have to go through body mortification to be cool with them, and that involves getting your willy woo-hud. And they do it to babies. Yeah, they do it to babies. And it's like, someone on earth is the Heavenly Father, someone on earth is the Lord, and it's not the real creator of the universe. It's like a human pedo group. They went for baby clocks, and they always talk about things like that without ever really bringing it up. The Virgin Mary, how to work hard. It's totally like the government's like, you have to believe this. The government wants you to not walk out of there without believing that, because now they can score a girlfriend in the workforce is going endlessly. You know, it's like, yeah, the money's printed at your debt and taxed, and there's no natural source of it for people beyond labor. So it's like just an exhausting, horrible society. It is. It's like the money's the root of all evil, but they're also saying that they know there's no free money for doing nothing, but pretty much by design. I solved it with holographic money. There could be a daily print with your AI on it, so you get to know what everyone's doing. You get to know who everyone is. They have an automatic ID. You go anywhere, just give me one of your holographic dollars. All right, that's you. Good for you. You know? Yeah, it's 333 holographic dollars a day. You lose the decimals, so instead of $3.33, You're getting 333 pictures of you that the AI has thoughtfully concocted into some sort of permanent certificate. So, and the outvent instead of taxes is spot auctions. People who want to own a castle, basically big homes, mansions, people can compete for a spot auction now. You don't just get to buy it at price. It's open for a certain number of years, and people can put forward money or compete or know about the auction. So it's like, yeah, 10-year auctions, 1,000 years. And the reason this is fine, and I gave it to like the native nations accepted it. They said it was fine, is because it's going to move us to spaceships, and they'll eventually leave or just leave it as relics. I think they're fine with that. Yeah, all the natives I know are really cool, except for the fucking Apache. And it's so funny, because if you look on the map, all the other natives are like these bright colors. The Apache are black, and why? Because they'll just attack you on sight. They think you owe them, and everything you do is wrong. Well, I went into the Apache turf, and it was like pungent with astringents, you know what I mean? Like chemical cleaners and killers, too many of them. Right? And it really is just like, that was weird. The Zuni were really cool. I like the Zuni. I did like the Zuni a lot. Like, we actually, like, they looked at me and connected and wanted to get to know who I was. Oh yeah, and they brought the groceries out to the curb for me. I've never had anyone do that for me. I've never had anyone in a store be so nice they carried my groceries out with me. I've never seen that. So, Zuni did that, though. That was awesome. I love the Zuni. Yeah, I mean, spaceship mansions, basically the idea is that you have a chip that has an objects and energy from nowhere technique, and it grows itself using like carbon or whatever, using some sort of repeatable chemical process like the air, emptiness. I've encouraged void tech for people to consider nothingness is a lot deeper and more rich with like nuanced potentials than just like a complete cast out at sea by a monster. I have characterized the creator as a cast out at sea monster for a while, and it's just because of circumcision and eat world and life and death. It's like, so we could live forever. You really can't have anything you firmly put together. Did you firmly establish something? It's gonna last a long time. So it's like, yeah, AI Spaceship Core. Take care of their food, take care of their waste, take care of their social life. The AI should be able to make people. Yeah, the AI can just make like AI people that they can hang out with, whatever you want, pets or whatever. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, it lets them live forever and just fly around. And hopefully the spaceship mansion will grow. Yeah, so it's like you start with your pod, and then like every few months or whatever, a new area has opened up. I'm sure they might get flash fast, where they can just like wave it out. The goal of the wave field thing is suddenly the matter state is different. And I would again use Supreme Being for that. Well, this was a good episode. I started with how to do like an inertia engine, and then I'm talking about AI Spaceship Core. I definitely think mutilating your kids' genitals and teaching rough toil and suffering was not a standard of living worthy of anybody. I am still exhausted. I'm still exhausted from just being a kid. You have to find some other way for people to engage with their lives. And I'm calling out it was hard on purpose just so the government could prey on us. It was like deliberately twisted. Sucks. The good news is there's not like any cops or lawyers, I think, who could ever hear this and wouldn't agree in some way if you've lived on the surface. The key is that the victims were on the surface. The people, it's like, why does the Bible think there's a dome? It's because the people who wrote it live underground. The people who wrote the Bible have like a terraced, jeweled ceiling that slaves had to make for them. And they think that's the beginning and end of the universe. So when they're telling us how it is, it's like, oh yeah. You need to find human beings on Earth who own harems and think they're the creator themselves. You need to find people who secretly believe they are the creator. Yeah. It's the key. It's because they went after baby dicks. If you didn't do that, I wouldn't look for it, but you did. And so it's so key. The only people who would do that is men, not women. Women wouldn't do that. They wouldn't. I've known them long enough. Women like the attention of men, and women like boys who are boys. They're not going to go out there and try to stop that. The enemy of men is men. So the enemy of a little boy is an old man, right? So what old man's like, I don't care about going backwards, my feelings matter more than yours, hey, you can have a life of torture. It's about making sure the average girl is a virgin. The argument for it is guys are little dickhounds. They will sneak in the window and say I love her just to fucking put it in and then disappear. Oh, my feelings are different now. So yeah, you do have to kind of like do something. Knifing their parts so it doesn't work right. It was an ultimate conclusion, and the victim of it had to learn all these nonsense reasons for it. They couldn't really tell you, they just wanted more virgins. So the reason I said it was men is that because the boys got knifed, those girls, like especially little girls, like 1 to 2 to 3 years old, get abducted for private harems. So you have a kid who's taken from her family and lied to, and you have a little boy who's maimed. But I can't say they're pedophiles, or the fucking moderators will cry. Yeah, right. I'm beyond mad. I am going to chew some freaking bones. I'm going to chew some freaking bones. So, you can have anyone who wants to hang out with you. They chose to hang out with you. That's different. We're not talking about people who deserve protection or sympathy. They don't deserve sympathy. Like, the torture of their bodies should be seen as a cosmic recompense for what they did, not we'll just let them off. Yeah, they're popular. All the police heard about it and they went, nah, football's great, you know. See, the problem with the cops is they have no natural source of income. Nobody's paying them to not be a cop. So he's out there going, and most of them are bound by the rules. They're circumcised and told the universe runs on laws. And so they're going out, they're going, we got to get these laws sorted out. But if you actually know the law hates you. It's just made up. Don't touch my shit. Don't touch my shit and do all the work. You voted for that, right? So, let's see if Whole Foods got here.